Hey group, so welcome to our row science class. I am Mr. Niemis and I am your teacher for the entire year. So I'm making this video, actually two parts, to really let you know ultimately kind of everything about my classroom. Okay, all the procedures and all the guidelines and all that kind of stuff, but more important than that, like kind of my philosophy and what you're going to be getting into and just kind of what you're going to be experiencing this upcoming year. So hopefully after watching this, you are ready to go for the year. All right? All right, so first, part one is going to be basically how we're learning, which you're going to see is very important to me, what we're learning, and then also kind of my 3 expectations for the classroom. All right, so how we're learning, I'm starting this whole thing off with how we're learning. So like the first thing you're going to probably see is like you're watching a video, right? And I'm probably like over there in the classroom, and you might be saying like, why are you doing that? Like, why don't you just say the information? So I do a lot of videos, and I want to explain why right off the bat and why you're sitting here watching this video, okay? So the first thing, the reason I do it is because pace. Like right now, there's a little button down, I don't know, maybe here, where you can actually like make me talk faster or slower. Or you can pause me, rewind me, fast forward. I mean, go to the bathroom and come back and watch me again. Like you have complete control over the pace that I give you information. That's like the #1 reason that I do this, is that I know everyone learns differently, and sometimes you might be zoning out. Right? And now you can be like, oh man, I better go back and rewind that and go watch that again. So you have a lot of control over the information I'm giving you. All right? Also, you can choose when you want to watch it. Like I said, maybe you were out of the classroom. Maybe you were absent one day, okay? And maybe you just want to rewatch it again at home. So really you have a complete control over kind of when you watch the lesson. Maybe you want to finish up an assignment first and then watch it, okay? And now, again, you see me over there in the classroom. Now I'm free. As opposed to saying information at you, you have this guy, me, the video me, but then there's also the real me in the classroom who can now go around to you and I can like talk to you and answer questions for you and be there for whatever you need me to be. So basically you get 2 of me in the classroom. So that's another reason that I do it, okay? I said that you'll have the lesson already when you're absent. And then also, some people like to watch the lesson before we even do it in class. So again, like if you're someone who like wants to kind of pre-learn some of the material, you can do that too. And there's a whole lot of other benefits, but these are the main things, and that's why you're watching a video of me instead of me just saying all this information to you, all right? So one of the main ways I guess I teach my class is what I call finish line first. So here's what I mean. On like day 1 of our topic, digestive system, okay? What I'll do is I'll tell you everything on that day you need to know by the end of the week. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll chip away at it little by little by little. And like I said, you'll see you kind of get to work at your own pace and make a lot of choices. So what I'll do is I'll give you all the questions. And then normally what we'll do is we'll do a bunch of activities first. Okay, we'll do like labs and dissections, which are awesome. A lot of times I have like you guys like different organs and we walk around and we play games. We do all sorts of like non-techie computery stuff. But then usually what I'll do is for like the last couple of days is I will give you what is called choice learning. All right, now choice learning is like really, really, really important to me. So I want to explain what I mean when I say choice learning. So basically what I mean by this is that what I'll do is I'll give you a whole slew of options for you to ultimately get to that finish line. And usually I'll make a video like this, okay? I'll give you websites. So flip videos are the main thing, right? I'll give you I'll go back to that. I'll give you different videos, I'll give you different websites to explore, okay? I'll have like 3D models of like lungs and things like that, okay? There's a drawing board where you can go and draw stuff. Basically, there's a whole lot of different ways, and what's really awesome is that you're gonna see that once we get used to this whole process, when someone comes into our classroom, everyone's kind of doing something differently, ultimately to get to that same finish line. Okay, I said sporkles here. I'll explain more of that, I guess, in class, but that's like my online study guide. These are the top 2 things that people use, my videos and the sporkles to help you understand it, okay? There's gonna be lots of choices in your learning for this class, all right? I care very, very much about you learning how to learn, all right? More than I care about you learning the stomach and small intestine, I care that you walk out of my class in June and you know how you like to learn best, okay? It's really, really important to me, all right? Now, this is also something very different. All right, what about when I'm done? Because I know a lot of times in class, like, I don't know, like the I'm done piece happens, but it's not really me, it's supposed to happen. I intentionally put a lot of I'm done moments, okay? So here's what I mean. Used to be maybe in your other classes where you're like, oh, I finished my worksheet, I'm done. I finished the lab, I'm done. Here, I'm done means something very different. Here, you're done means I have mastered all those questions about the topic. So it's really hard a lot of times in the beginning of the year, especially for you to figure out, when am I done? When have I mastered the topic? So I will help you get to that point, but ultimately you decide when you can be like, yep, I am done with digestive system. I get everything I'm supposed to learn about that. I am done, okay? but I purposely put a lot of these like moments in the year. So you're gonna see that there's gonna be a lot of times in class where you're gonna be like, I'm done, and there's still like 20 minutes left of class, 30 minutes left of class. That's on purpose. I do that on purpose because what you do in those I'm done moments is really important to me, okay? And when you're done, you decide the next thing that you wanna do. Okay, so here's what I mean. The most common options people do is they'll get a head start on next topic, okay? I almost always, for every topic, like digestive system, include what I call kind of deeper learning about that topic. So that's gonna be like, I'll give you resources that if you wanna look at like what the high school says, because you have to learn it in high school, go a little bit deeper. Or what I'll do is I have a whole link that just says deeper learning that has other really cool sciencey stuff on there, different awesome videos and brain games and other stuff to enhance your science knowledge, okay? And then this is, to me, my favorite. If you want to come up with your own plan, so for example, what I mean by that is I had a student, let's say last year, who really loved learning about physics, okay? So during their 20 minutes of I'm done time, once a week, twice a week, they would explore physics, which has nothing to do with 7th grade science, but they were still learning science, and I love that. So if you have a science topic you love, maybe you love astronomy from 6th grade, maybe you're really into the medical field, whatever it is, if you want to tell me your plan, kind of your individual learning plan that you want to work on during that I'm done time, that's cool too, okay? My one rule, basically, is that when you're done, you're doing something to improve your science knowledge in some way. So this, especially for in the beginning of the year, takes some time to get used to because again, a lot of times you're used to like, I'm done, and that means you're done. And like, that's not the case here. You're always doing something to increase your science knowledge. You just have a lot of freedom over what you want to do, okay? All right, what you're doing this year, we're gonna learn about the human body, which is awesome, lots of dissections. We're gonna learn about genetics, lots of cool debates and discussions about where the world is going with genetics. And then the very end, we'll do ecology, kind of how animals interact with one another. This is the very small topic at the end. And then I only have 3 rules, and this is the last part of this section, okay? 3 rules. 1, you're gonna be on task. Because I give you so much freedom in this class to do what you wanna do, this is a non-negotiable rule, okay? Like my freedom means you're doing something at all times that is helping you in this class, okay? Freedom does not mean that I'm gonna let you sit here and talk to your friends or just go on your phone or whatever it is, okay? So again, if you're someone who's gonna struggle with that, I'll help you, but you need to be on task. This is a non-negotiable, not out of your seat talking to people, okay? You gotta be doing something to improve your science knowledge, all right? And this is another one, just again, just my philosophy as a teacher, okay? You never, ever have the right to make someone feel less than you, okay? By snickering at them, laughing at them. This is, again, like, if this happens, it's like, I guess we'll call it a pet peeve, something I value. I can't ever have my classroom as not a safe place where people feel scared to come to. So this is a non-negotiable too, okay? You never have the right to make anyone feel bad about themselves in this class, ever. And then the last one is clean up after yourself. We do lots of labs, dissections, and things like that, okay? Which is, again, I know we always say clean up after yourself. You've been hearing this since like kindergarten, but you're gonna see a lot of times I have bins on the middle of the desk that are like for your headphones and stuff, and whatever reason, people like, when I say clean up, sometimes people will like throw a colored pencil in there, or they'll throw like a scrap of paper in there. Like that is not a trash can, okay? That is a bin for your supplies. It is not meant to be the dumping ground for everything else, okay? So let's make that very clear now. All right, and if somehow you decide to not follow these rules, again, I just have to say this as much as I don't want to focus on the negative, okay? The first thing I'll do is I'll always talk to you. I'll talk to you after class, privately. I respect you. I won't call you out in front of people, and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on and why you're having a hard time staying on task or maybe not being kind to others, all right? And then sometimes I'll move your seat around, and really if I need to, I'll reach out to your parents, but I'll always talk to you first and see if we can't figure something out first, all right? And then, this is, again, kind of a key part of my entire philosophy. I am very much about equity, not equality, okay? So you're gonna see in this class, I'll give people different tests because sometimes it's harder for certain people than others. Sometimes I'll give people more time than other people. And so I know I've heard some people in the past be like, well, that's not fair. Like, you got more time or you got a harder test or whatever it is. I mean, it is fair. It's not equal. Okay? It's equity, which means that I give you whatever you need to succeed. Just kind of like in this picture, I'm here to help you be as successful as you can be, and that means giving everyone a little bit different support, all right? So this concludes part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. At this point, before you go to part 2, master the Sporkle on part 1. Okay, make sure that you can answer all those questions, and of course, ask me if you need me. And again, welcome to Row Science.